The Price of Ignoring Reality, a warning from Aldous Huxley. Reality cannot be ignored except at a price, and the longer the ignorance is persisted in, the higher and more terrible becomes the price that must be paid. I, Aldous Huxley, once wrote of dystopias, not as distant nightmares, but as warnings, cautionary tales for humanity, should it choose to forsake wisdom in pursuit of comfort. You may remember Brave New World, my vision of a world numbed by pleasure, controlled by conditioning, and detached from deeper truths. Yet my message was not merely about technology or governance. It was about the cost of willful ignorance. The meaning in my time. In the early 20th century, I watched as nations clung to illusions. Illusions of progress without cost, of stability without freedom, of control without consequence. Fascism, communism, unchecked capitalism, all emerged from humanity's desire to shape reality into something convenient, regardless of the truth. The results? War, suffering, and the erosion of individuality. The intellectual elites believed they could mold society with scientific planning, yet they failed to see the soul of man. People, fed on propaganda, surrendered critical thought for comfort. The collective ignored reality, and the price was the devastation of millions. The meaning today. Fast forward to the 21st century. Have we learned, or have we merely changed the form of our sedation? Today, the price of ignoring reality is not just war, but mental enslavement. Your world is filled with distractions, with a constant barrage of entertainment, misinformation, and engineered outrage. The power of technology has not liberated thought. It has shackled it to algorithms designed to exploit the very nature of your mind. You do not have to be forced into submission. You are made to love your servitude. The tools of control today are not whips and chains, but endless pleasure and manipulation. The illusion of choice is dangled before you, while the deeper truths, the actual mechanisms of power, of control, of economic and ideological subjugation, are obscured behind the noise. You ignore reality at your peril. Already, you can see the signs. Economic instability, political polarization, a populace fractured and confused, unable to agree even on the nature of truth itself. This is not the work of some distant tyrant, but of a system that has conditioned you, as I once warned, to prefer a painless concentration camp. How should we think? Ask yourself, are you free? Not in the simple sense of being able to choose between brands or television shows, but truly free? Free to think independently, free to challenge power without fear of being ostracized, free to reject the easy answers spoon-fed to you by corporations and governments alike? To reclaim reality, you must first acknowledge that you are being deceived, not by one entity, but by a web of influences that profit from your passivity. Stop consuming mindlessly. Question everything, not just what opposes your beliefs, but what aligns with them as well. The greatest lies are the ones that make you feel comfortable. Advice and warnings. The road ahead is perilous. As in my time, there are those who believe they can shape humanity to fit their ideals. Beware of those who promise utopias, for they often pave their roads with suppression. The more you are told that a single narrative is absolute, the more you must scrutinize it. Technology, while a tool of enlightenment, is also the perfect mechanism for control. Do not surrender your privacy, your autonomy, your critical faculties. Do not become so enamored with pleasure and ease that you no longer recognize the chains being placed upon you. Remember, history does not move in straight lines, but in cycles. The mistakes of the past will be repeated by those who fail to learn. Ignorance, left unchecked, does not lead to bliss. It leads to ruin. If you wish to be truly free, you must fight for it, not with violence, but with knowledge, with resistance against manipulation, with the courage to see reality for what it is, no matter how uncomfortable. The longer you ignore reality, the greater the price. Do not wait until the cost is unbearable. Conclusion. I, Aldous Huxley, have given you this warning before. Heed it now, while you still can. For more insights on the battle for truth and information, visit information-warfare.com, because the war on reality is being waged now, and only those who are truly awake will survive it.